Today I'm making Cochinita Pibil. Cochinita Pibil is a Mexican dish that is native to the Yucatan Peninsula. Cochinita Pibil is a pork dish that is marinated in flavors that are typical to the Yucatan Peninsula. Cochinita Pibil in English refers to a little pig. Pibil in English refers to an underground cooking oven. Well, of course, we are not in the Yucatan Peninsula. We are in Fort Collins, Colorado. And so I'm going to have to make some workarounds to mimic what is typical to the Yucatan Peninsula. But even though they're workarounds, they're still going to be delicious. First of all, I don't have a Cochinita Pibil, so I'm going to use a Boston pork butt. The Boston pork butt comes from the shoulder part of the animal and is a well-worked muscle that has lots of muscles, bones, and connective tissues. But because it's so well-worked, it can be pretty tough, and so it must be cooked low and slow. My Kroger store had this Boston butt on sale for $1.99 a pound, which I thought was a great deal, and then immediately thought of making Cochinita Pibil. So we're going to butcher this piece of meat and try and remove the bone as much as possible. Now this weighs 7.5 pounds, and I don't need that much meat to make this Cochinita Pibil. So I'm only going to use half of this piece. I'll use the other half for something else, but meanwhile I still need to cut it up. This is the scapula or shoulder blade of this particular cut of meat. We're going to try and remove as much of the meat from this bone as possible. Now it's at this point in the game that I usually end up slicing my finger off. But human blood added to the pork shoulder really adds flavor. And it cuts sharp and deep and will bleed like a stuck pig, literally. The blend of flavors for the marinade, which is very unique to the Yucatan Peninsula, also presents a challenge, but I have a workaround for that. The unique flavors of this marinade include the achiote, also includes Mexican oregano, cinnamon, garlic, and onion. But I'm going to make a shortcut on all these flavors, and I'm going to use this achiote condimentado. I have found achiote in my local Mexican market, but I also can buy it in Walmart. The sour orange, or the Seville orange, which is found typically in the Yucatan. Unfortunately, I can't find this particular orange in my supermarket. So we're going to do another workaround for this orange juice. I'm going to use sweet oranges mixed with lime juice. see if this is sour enough. Nope. Add a little bit more lime juice to this. Hopefully that's sour enough. So even though the achiote comes already prepared and condimentado, you could just never have enough garlic. So we add the orange juice to the prepared achiote. Blend it up. That's not cool.
Smells good.
Smells so good. What I'm gonna do now is take my Chochinita Pibil, cut it up into nice chunks. This is a lot of fat and connective tissue that probably won't dissolve and will make it tough. So we kind of removed a lot of that inedible stuff, and that we'll just throw away.
And you call yourself a doctor.
Well, you distracted me from doing it.
My bad.
Using these gloves because this stuff will stain your hands orange, and they will stay orange for a long time. So we will let this sit in this marinade for at least until tomorrow. We'll leave it in the refrigerator overnight, and sometime tomorrow we'll start cooking it. So Cochinita Pibil is traditionally wrapped in banana leaves and then roasted in the pibil or underground oven. Well, we have banana leaves here, which I managed to buy at my local Mexican market. So we need to kind of get these soft, and we need to get them clean because they're just right off the tree. So we're going to clean them up. And then we're gonna kind of cook them over the grill to get them nice and soft and pliable. We want to remove this kind of tough rib here. Okay, so let's see if we can line our pot with these things. I think I cooked them a little bit too much. They're kind of crispy. Didn't really want them to be that crispy. But that's okay. It'll work. So here's our meat. It's been marinated for more than 24 hours, so it should be nice and flavorful. And we're just gonna dump all that into my Instant Pot. In the past, I've made this in a slow cooker because this meat is really tough and it needs to cook low and slow for a long time. But I'm kind of enamored with my Instant Pot.
Instant Pot, tools for a new lifestyle.
In the slow cooker, it would have to cook for like 8 or 10 hours. In this Instant Pot, I think I'll cook it for an hour and 15 minutes, 75 minutes. Stuff some onions in there. Garlic. So let's see if we can stuff some of this onions in here. Onions and garlic. All that will meld into the juice and meat. Stuff in some bacon grease. Kinda, we're gonna make up the flavor of the pork. Got a cup of water in there for steam. We're gonna cook it for 75 minutes. And we'll let it go for 75 minutes. To top off our tacos, traditionally it's served with pickled red onions. We're gonna blanch these. Take the sting off of the onions. We've blanched these red onions to kind of soften them up and sweeten them up. Throw in our sour orange juice. A little bit of Mexican oregano. And we'll let these marinate until we're ready to eat. Open this up and see if it's cooked. And if it is, then good. If not, then come more.
Me sube el colesterol, mi amorcito, me sube el colesterol. Es que me sube el colesterol, mamacita. Me sube el colesterol. Es que me sube el colesterol, mi chaparrita. Me sube el colesterol. Es que me sube el colesterol, mi cuchunguita. Me sube el colesterol. Y esta va para todos los gorditos. Hoy, ¿cómo te digo? Y el antojo casi me domina. Y pa' colmo mi piel chaparrita con amor me grita desde la cocina. Y pa' colmo mi piel chaparrita con amor me grita desde la cocina. ¿Quieres que te guise un chicharrón? Un pedazo de jamón.
Well, I think it's done.
No, muy sabroso el chicharrón, tu pollito y tu jamón. Pero ahorita nada de eso, cariñito. ¿Qué es lo que te pasa, corazón? Siempre has sido comelón. Que hoy te me pones tus moños, mi gordito. No, muy Muchas gracias, pero no, que el doctor ya me ordenó que me faje el cinturón.
Cochinita Pibil.